Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special kind of not on the road, but on the campus episode of Impact today. I am honored to be joined by Miss Whitney Ellis, a Give to Lawson Annual Fund donor, Nashville native, wonderful community member, and former football cheerleader. And of course, we've got her sitting on the sidelines of the football field. Whitney, when's the last time that you were on a sideline of a football field?
Man, it was 2010. That's when I graduated from high school.
Wow. Of course, today she is real estate agent extraordinaire with RE/MAX. Whitney's also a mother and wife. Whitney joined us, I guess it was last year,
Yes.
as an annual fund donor. Some of you may recognize her from a sign that I brought down to the field. Of course, WhitneyEllis.net, her website, and that's for her real estate work that she does. And all of our seniors received a graduation signed compliments of Whitney, and thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, so I'm a Nashville native. I was raised here. I was raised in Brentwood and went to high school out there, as you said. I was a cheerleader from, I started cheer camps in like elementary school all the way through high school. Cheered for both basketball and football, but really focused on football, and that was a lot of fun. I went to college at Lipscomb, and I actually got my master's in education.
Nice.
And I was a teacher for 9 years before doing real estate. I'm all over the Nashville area, so I've sold everywhere from like Clarksville to Spring Hill to Lebanon. Really, like an hour radius outside of Nashville is where I've sold.
Now, I know your husband's also blessed us. Remind me of his company name.
So he is Handiwork 360. So he runs his own business, and it's great because we work hand in hand together. So he's the handyman and I'm the realtor, and I connect him with clients. He connects me, and he does a lot of work for my clients as well. So it's a good partnership.
That is great.
I got my license in 2016. So I guess 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a goal of having your own agency one day, or?
Not really, but as a realtor, you're self-employed, you're really working for yourself, so it just feels like my own business. And I love working for RE/MAX because they're a well-known brand, and I get to work with some pretty amazing, alongside really amazing agents and my broker in my office. And so I've really enjoyed that. I love that community aspect. So, maybe a team or something one day, but
Sure.
for now, I've really loved it.
What's the most rewarding thing about selling real estate?
Honestly, it's just getting to be a part of people's journeys. Like, it is so fun it's such a big deal. Like, buying a house is probably the biggest purchase you'll ever make in your life, right? So
Right.
I'm like honored to be able to walk alongside these people and support them throughout the process of buying or selling a home. That's a really big deal to me. It brings me a lot of joy, and I get to bring a lot of my educational experience. Since I was a teacher for 9 years, I get to now just educate people on the housing market, how to buy a home, like how to use your money wisely, things like that. And so that's been a blessing for me, and something that I just really enjoy doing.
Now, I've heard a lot of our business academy students saying, I want to be in real estate one day.
Yeah.
What is your advice in terms of what they need to do academically while they're here to prepare to get into real estate, and then what is the process to become a realtor?
Yeah, so as much as you can learn about like business and marketing is going to be ideal. There's so much of real estate. I mean, you're running your own business, so the more knowledge you can have of that, the better. Math is important. You don't have to be a lender to be a realtor, right? So a lender's the one who is going to help you get your loan and all that for the house. But the more knowledge you can have about that, the better, because you serve your client so much better. So knowledge of math is really important. So just obtaining as much of that knowledge as possible is going to be helpful. To get your real estate license, there's a couple things you've got to do. I took a class. I did night classes at the time because I was teaching. So I think it was like 2 months of night classes. So going in, studying, you have to have, I think it was, it's been a minute. So I think it's like 60 hours, and then you do another 30-hour class on your own. So it's just like on your own time. And then you have 2 different tests to take. So you have a state test and a national test. Then when you pass both of those, you find a brokerage you like I'm with RE/MAX, and you kind of sign on with them, and then you can start selling real estate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from the time that you are ready to start selling, how long did it take you to sell your first house?
Oh, that's a good question. It was a couple months.
Wow.
So the thing with real estate is it takes time to build a business. You know, people have got to know you're a realtor and you have a lot to learn. And so it can take a little bit of time to, you know, build that up.
How neat was it to see that sold sign go on the first home you ever sold?
Oh, it's the best. It's
Was
so
it?
fun. Yeah, I mean, you've spent so much time like working towards it and building your business and, you know, marketing and all those things, and to see that work pay off is a big deal. And then to see that like what you've done to help a family is
Right.
also just as rewarding, if not more.
So once you get your business up and running and all your marketing working and kind of have everything in line, how many homes a month are people selling?
I kind of based it on the year. So throughout the year, you have like slow months. Like right now, with holidays coming up, people aren't buying and selling as much. Summer is like crazy busy. And it just depends on the person. Like for me, I'm looking at like 12 to 16 a year or so. For other people, it may be, you know, more or less. And my goal is to obviously build that, increase that as the years go on.
Right.
Your first year in your real estate, you may have 1 to 3 sales. You know, it may not be many because you're still building your business and your just circle. But the more you do it, the more you're able to build that circle and your sphere, and hopefully just continue to build off that. And so for me, I've continued to see steady growth every year, increasing that number, which is
Right.
my goal, to continue to help more and more families every year.
Tell us the advantage of having a real estate agent like yourself who's born and raised here, from a family that's coming from out of state, wants to live in Nashville. What are some of the advantages you have with your knowledge base of this entire city in terms of helping them to find location, you know, next to a great school like this, and things such as that, as being a native? What's your advantage?
There's a lot of advantages. I feel like I know this city like the back of my hand. And when I say this city, like greater Nashville. I've grown up in a lot of different areas, which really gives me an advantage just to know the schools in the areas, what's available in the areas, things to do. So if you're like a young family with kids, I might recommend a certain area or two because I know, you know, they've got a lot of things going on that would interest you. Or if you're a young married couple, you might be in another area. It's just, I know things really well, and so it's going to benefit you. And being a teacher, I know the school systems well, you know, in Nashville, all of them. So I think there's a lot of positives to being here. I know the city well. I've seen it grow up as Nashville's changed so much, and it can be a really big advantage to my clients.
And of course, I'm old, but you're still young enough that you also understand a lot of the challenges and goals with young families that are buying their first home, or getting that, you know, they've bought that first home to try to build some equity, and now they're getting ready to buy that second home that maybe they live in a very long time. And you kind of walked that not long ago. So you're able to help with that as well. Well, it's getting a little windy for us out here, and the sun is changing, but I love this opportunity to stop and talk with you because I know you're blessing our kids, as so many are, with the Give to Lawson.com annual fund program. What would your challenge be to other community members as far as your evaluation of how important it is to support this local high school, also to kind of make your difference? Kind of what's your message to other people considering being part of the Give to Lawson.com annual fund?
I mean, kids are our future, right? Like, they are the next generation, and so anything you can do to support them, to grow them up, to help them be the best they can be, because they are our future, do it. Like, it's so important to support schools and kids. You're not just supporting like a school, you're supporting individual kids on, you know, throughout their life and their goals. And so that's something that's really important to me, their education, their future, and I hope you can do the same thing.
Well, thank you so much. It's been great to touch base with you. I hope our audience has enjoyed this session of Impact, and we will sign off with a wave goodbye, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you.